What's up, everyone? Brand here from Bloody Breakdown, and I noticed that with the 15th anniversary of House of Wax gaining some traction on Twitter, I noticed a lot of people were talking about the film in a much better light than that of which I remember it. This, of course, being the remake, I guess, the 2005 film with Paris Hilton and Chad Michael Murray and that one guy from Supernatural. His name escapes me at the moment. I have very bad memories of this film, so I decided I would go back and I would give it a second look. It's the 15-year anniversary. A lot of people have some really nice things to say about this film, so I decided I'd go back, I'd watch it, and I'd make a video here letting you all know exactly how I feel about this film 15 years later. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I go in with the memories I have of this film. I watched it one time when it originally came out. I did purchase the film on the blind buy. That's when I watched it, and it's been sitting on my shelf ever since, never to get any viewership again whatsoever. That is until yesterday when I actually watched it again, and I tried to go into it not with a negative connotation. I go into this thinking, okay, I want to enjoy this film. I never go into a movie saying I want to dislike this, you know? I'd much rather appreciate something than dislike it. That's just me. So I did rewatch it yesterday, and here's the conclusion that I believe that I've come to as it relates to House of Wax. I do feel like a lot of the over-glorification, not just saying something positive, but some of the people that were really over-glorifying this film, I really feel like it was nostalgia doing that for them. And these people are probably younger. This was probably one of their coming-of-age horror movies, if that makes sense. I think it does to a lot of us who, have been watching the genre for so long. And I do think a bit of it has to do with nostalgia. What I will say, the movie is a lot more brutal than I recall. And being a film from 2005, I'd say I got to give you a thumbs up for that. You're definitely not breaking the ground. I think that goes to House of a Thousand Corpses for kind of bringing horror back out of the PG realm there it was in the early 2000s and doing something different, brutal. But I will say that they did that in House of Wax when I think, you're looking at a time period with a lot of the horror films coming to the box office were PG-13. This one was actually rated R. So I did appreciate just the sheer amount of brutality that's in this film. The kills are really cool. But I gotta say, the story itself is very copy-paste, very generic. I can't really say anything good about the story. The acting, I think we all know it is what it is. Even some of the people that were in this film that would go on to be bigger stars weren't exactly where they should have been, I guess, at that point in their career to be on the silver screen. I don't know, maybe that's just me being an asshole, but, it is what it is. The film casted Paris fucking Hilton. They did that, not me. So, it is what it is. The acting, it's not great. But, look at some of the films I have behind me. Who the fuck am I to talk about, movies, should be a certain way? This is just my opinion. And I like a lot of really crappy horror. So keep that in mind. There's plenty of things to pick on me about if you really enjoy this film. But I think at the end of the day, really looking at this movie 15 years later, I think it's slightly better than I recall, but not that much. I think, like I said, mostly the brutality in the film is really what does it for me, especially knowing the time period in which it came out. I have to appreciate it for that, but, the acting in general, the story is very generic. I can't really give it any more credit for that. I don't think it's evolved in my mind anymore over the last 15 years, but kind of where I'm at right now is the movie is marginally better than I remember, and that's really not that much. I think maybe I found some new appreciations for the level of gore, but other than that, I really can't say there's anything else to speak on about this film. So I want to know what you all think, because this has been mostly a Twitter conversation for me up until now. So let me know what all you here on YouTube think about House of Wax, 15 years later. Were you a fan of it? Not so much. Let me know in the comments section down below. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't done so already. Pretty much here at Bloody Breakdown, what we do is horror. We talk horror, upcoming projects, news, reviewing films, ranking franchises, things of that nature. Anything and everything horror, it's going down right here at Bloody Breakdown. And yeah, before we depart from one another, if you could, check down below in the description section where you'll see a couple of links to follow me on social media and even support my work via Patreon. So with that said, I'm Bram from Bloody Breakdown, and we'll catch you all next time.